Hey guys, this is Q&A 17, and Jake is playing Risk.
We'll be over in a second.
He'll be over in a second, he says. He's trying to conquer the 13 colonies.
I have. Tell him I have.
He has.
I can tell him I have South America, Africa, and Europe right now. And here's doing some dumb stuff trying to take over Australia. There's a lot of bloodshed over there.
That's true. I think you're going to want to put your input on this first question, but we'll see.
I know it's hard.
Orton's straight brother asks,
I'm in.
what do you think Dolph Ziggler is missing to become a main eventer and stay a main eventer?
Let's see.
I think he needs to get rid of Vicky Guerrero.
Yep.
Because Vicky Guerrero does not scream main event anymore.
She doesn't, and she screams Midcard. Mm-hmm. She screams not as exciting as she once was.
She screams, excuse me.
She screams a whole lot. I think what Dolph needs is Dolph really needs that point to where he gets over as an actual heel and he can start getting consistent heat. They need to let him talk more. They give him to a feud where he's against somebody who they want to cheer for.
He needs a meaningful moment or a match.
He needs that moment.
He needs a hardcore match with Mick Foley kind of match that like puts him over as an aggressive heel.
Remember they were going to do that?
Yeah.
And then they decided not to?
Yeah. I hate it. But he just needs something to get him to where he's not just like everybody else. And he's trying really hard by himself. We like him. We think he's entertaining, but again,
he was great in that main event feud at TLC, but at the same time,
no,
it was TLC, wasn't it? No, it wasn't TLC.
Rumble.
It was the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
God, that guy is horrible luck. He picks the worst time to be in the main event. That's
the ones where you know they're not gonna.
Yeah. And they kind of fucked over his first major title moment by having him win it at the Rumble and having him lose it 30 minutes later or some shit.
Yeah, it was by forfeit actually because Edge got fired.
Yeah.
On SmackDown. But next three questions come from Rossi Bossy 1987. But we want to see Ziggler's main event.
Yeah, we do. We really do. And we really think that he really just needs that moment.
Mm-hmm.
That moment where you can look back, and Punk had the moment where, Jeff Hardy did the whole Swanton Bomb off the ladder on him. And then Punk still won that match, and that was Punk's moment. Daniel Bryan hasn't had that moment yet. He's had that moment in ROH enough to where people like him, but he hasn't really had that moment where he's a credible champion, so he doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho's had the Y2, his entrance itself, his Y2J was the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So all
he interrupted The Rock.
Yep.
Yeah. He felt important like that.
Exactly.
Dolph Ziggler needs that.
Triple H had all the moments with Mick Foley. Shawn Michaels.
And all the moments with the boss's daughter. Zinga.
That's enough. The moments with the boss's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Cena had his moments all the time.
Yeah, you get the idea.
Orton had the legacy thing.
And the Mick Foley match.
The Legend Killer. Yeah.
And the Taker WrestleMania match.
Yeah. Taker had all the moments in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He earned them. But yeah, that's what the Dolph hasn't had that yet. And until he does, he can't be a credible main eventer.
Exactly.
And it's not his fault by any means. It's the fact that there's somebody back there who says we either have enough main eventers or we don't see this guy's main eventer. And whoever it is, they're a fucking idiot.
It's true. Yeah. Rossi Bossy 1987, 3 questions. First, what's your opinion on gimmick matches like Hell in the Cell? They used to be amazing, but not as good anymore. The problem is because they made pay-per-views around them.
Yeah.
When you heard Hell in a Cell is coming up, it's going to be whatever, that triple threat Hell in a Cell and all that. It doesn't matter. When Undertaker Triple H randomly had a Hell in a Cell and it meant something, it meant more, obviously. They've turned the only exception, I like Money in the Bank being at WrestleMania, but I like that pay-per-view. So it's a mix.
That pay-per-view was it great because of the Money in the Bank match, or was it great?
Oh, I'm saying the idea. I like having on both, where WrestleMania is just one.
Yeah.
It was just one. I like the idea where both shows have one because there's 2 titles.
Well, you see, the thing is you have great gimmicks already out there, pay-per-views. You don't need to do Hell in a Cell when you can do King of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Billy, they don't have something be for number one contender. Don't have it be for an instant cash in or for everything's for a belt.
Yeah, like how King of the Ring used to be for SummerSlam.
Yeah,
it was like it made SummerSlam feel more important, and it made a filler pay-per-view feel more important.
And you want your moment, Stone Cold Steve Austin's moment,
the Austin 316 promo.
Austin 316. That's what you're at. You talk about that. Imagine if Bryan Danielson
or Dolph,
or let's say Kurt Hawkins gets hot.
Yeah,
stretch. Wade Barrett.
Okay, there you go.
Wade Barrett had the whole Nexus thing, but that didn't really have a good payoff for him. Let's see, I'll add one more.
They got people to really not like him.
Yeah, The Miz. Imagine if The Miz won King of the Ring and it actually looked legitimate as a wrestling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
Cody Rhodes.
I like gimmick matches if they're used correctly. That's
Yeah.
what they're for. They're gimmick matches.
They're great.
But it's not when it's just
they
have one to have one.
They killed the cage match by just having a cage match.
Yeah, it's like cage matches used to be a steel cage.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon.
It was the way to end the feud.
Yeah.
And you look at it,
they become less meaningful is why I think they're not as good anymore.
I mean, they're trying to compete with CZW's cage match of death and all that stuff. All that stuff. Because, I mean, there's cage match fans out there who love it. That's their biggest event. They get 1,500 people. There's some stuff online. I'm just repeating it. All right, we'll move on now.
Yeah, I don't know. Who's the funniest mid-card character ever in wrestling, like Santino, etc.?
Can we say Cabana?
People know who Colt Cabana is now.
Colt Cabana. Mid-card. I don't think he ever held the ROH. No, he didn't hold the ROH title.
I like Colt Cabana as an out-of-wrestling guy. I don't really care much like when he was in the ring. I mean, he did funny stuff, but out of the ring, he's hilarious. The Podcast. But funniest mid-carder like Santino. I liked
Eugene was
Eugene.
funny.
I wouldn't even say mid-card, but Gilbert.
Yeah.
Gilbert's an undercard. I loved Gilbert.
Build him up.
Sparklers.
God.
I'll elevate Gilbert's status to a mid-card just so I can mention Gilbert.
Can we say entertaining? Oh, we'll flip this entertaining. I'm going to say Scotty 2 Hotty.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, that guy. W-O-R-M. And then like an elbow drop or something.
Oh, yeah.
And the place always went nuts.
Mm-hmm. Love those guys. You need those people in wrestling.
Yeah, good.
And finally, do you prefer the Schleg Daddy, Mr. Rout, or Metal D? No love for Tasteless Tony Tier B-Rad, huh? You freaking hypocrite.
I'm going.
See my Shawn Michaels promo there?
Yeah.
Hypocrite wasn't the right word, but I did it anyways, and no one's going to question it because I'm Shawn Michaels. Depends on what we're doing. If I'm listening to some Metallica, I'm probably going to want to be with Metal D. If I want to watch Spider-Man, I'm going to do it with Mr. Rout. And if I'm trying to fight bill collectors, I'm going with the Schleg Daddy.
Well, I feel like my life, I'm going to need to keep the Schleg Daddy connect more than the other two, so I'm going to say the Schleg Daddy.
That's very true.
Let's say there's a bill later on in life I got to take care of. Schleg Daddy.
I feel like the Schleg Daddy will help me with life's lessons.
Yeah.
So we're going to stay close to him.
Yeah.
There's your
no offense.
Not that we don't like you guys. We sent Mr. Out a t-shirt. Metal D's hardcore. So, Cameron Jones 1000. If you and Jake face each other in a match, who would be the face and who would be the heel?
Oh God, you'd be a better heel.
I'd be a much better heel.
You'd be a much better heel.
Jake has already practiced his face entrance because I have a great wrestling entrance hall.
That's great.
What would you come out to again?
Let's go with Rush Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, that was your face entrance. We've already answered those kind of questions, but we already have this planned out. I'd be a heel. I would just wear LeBron James stuff and talk about how I'm going to lose this match. It's better for business.
And I would be out there I'd work better as a face.
He's pretty much
flips and stuff.
Yeah, you'd be like Daniel Bryan ROH, Bryan Danielson, where you're with the crowd.
No, I'd be because I can't fucking hit people and stuff. I'd be like Justin Gabriel.
Okay,
maybe,
but more over.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I'd be a heel. I just
Paul London out there, the Triple Traveler.
Just be a healer. CJ, this is a good question. This is informative. CJM Hockey 19. How'd you become a fan of Heat, Duke, Cardinals, Falcons? They're kind of random as a whole. True. But we live in Utah, so we don't have a lot of choices. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I was like everybody else in Utah, my favorite teams would be the Utah Jazz and BYU and the Colorado Rockies and the Denver Broncos
and the San Francisco 49ers.
And the Raiders. Yeah, some people, if they want to act hard, they say, oh, the Raiders. But Heat, Dwayne Wade, I have the same kidney disease, Alonzo Mourning, forever connected. Duke, always like Duke. The real story is my uncle liked North Carolina, and I like to be a rebel, heel, if you will, so I like Duke. Liked him ever since. Cardinals I probably liked more than ever. They were my first team I was ever on as like an 8-year-old or something. And the Falcons, Michael Vick. Same reason I like Virginia Tech, Michael Vick. There you go. J Miners 1 2 3 4. What was your favorite version of Randy Orton, Ric Flair, Batista, and Triple H? All right, man. Randy Orton. I liked the Legend Killer, but I might have liked the open. I don't know. It's close. I liked when he was heel. When he first started using the Voices song theme. When he was a heel, like when he had the match against Cena, the I Quit match, where he was it made sense. Like people were still into him. Like he was a heel, but he was like a believable heel. Like in the I Quit match, it was actually let's go Cena, let's go Orton, not let's go Cena, Cena sucks. Like he was enough of a heel where like they wanted to beat the crap out of Cena because they hated Cena so much.
And then I'll take the Flair one. I'm gonna go with Flair in the Four Horsemen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Batista. I only knew one Batista, and it was heel Batista, which I loved. And I'll take DX Triple H.
I'm gonna go with no Triple H. Triple H.
Solid thing. Oh, look at that. This question, pretty much the same thing. Which gimmick do you prefer, Orton, Legend Killer or Viper? Out of those two, Legend Killer.
Legend Killer.
Because, well, actually, he was technically the Viper when he was a heel, but if you're talking about now, definitely Legend Killer. And what about regards to his themes? So either Shine and
Voices.
Yeah, I'll take Voices. I mean, I liked his old theme, but Voices is more like impactful, if you will.
It moves.
CK Randall 74. Fave and least fave Mania of the past 5 years. Well, I only have seen 25, 26, and 27. So favorite would be 25. Least would by default be 27.
What's going on with your opinion on this one?
Where the hell did Goldust go? And why do you think they scrapped the idea of him and Cody feuding having a Mania match? Because it'd make too much sense.
I think the Goldust thing is they really don't want to roll Goldust out there at this point because they're fucking faggots, man.
You can't say that. Apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm not gay bashing at all, and that's kind of what they're afraid of putting Goldust out there. Is even though
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they're
especially nowadays. Think of Goldust's old gimmick. If they ran that out there now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know what people would say. Like,
it'd be awful.
It's too uptight nowadays to where everyone would just not be good. I don't know. It's a good point though.
Plus, it's kind of weird because like Goldust and what's his name, Dustin?
Yeah,
Dustin Jr. or whatever. Those aren't the same person, you know. And it was never close to the same person. So Goldust isn't Cody Rhodes' brother, it's Dustin, so it's kind of like a conflict there.
Yeah, it's weird.
They don't really want to acknowledge the death of the gimmick, you know? It's like if, let's say, Taker's an extreme example, but you're not going to have Taker go out there as whatever the fuck, Mark
Calloway.
As Mark Calloway against, you know, Tom Calloway or some shit like that, just to get Tom Calloway over.
Yeah, just to fight his brother just because.
Yeah. You're not going to do that.
It's Undertaker's the best example because he's like the extreme gimmick where
you don't want to burn the Goldust gimmick because you can make Cody Rhodes a bunch of ways. You can have him lose to Booker T like they were thinking. That helps make a guy.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. But yeah, they're doing fine with the Big Show as long as Big Show loses.
Yeah. Oh man.
Who knows?
Unless they're going with the against the odds, Cody Rhodes loses, and then kind of how the Miz did. The Miz lost the title to Bryan, and then they kind of forgot about him for a little, and then he shot right back up. Maybe they're with Rhodes, but I don't trust that.
They have enough main eventers already up there.
Not really on SmackDown though.
Well, on the heel side, you gotta have them over Barrett. Over Bryan.
Well, as far as being over, yes. Well,
not,
not where they're booked right now.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, by the time it goes through the process, you can have Sheamus go through those, and then Rhodes is going to be the guy who takes down Sheamus, or what?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you're better off having him hold the IC title for a long-ass time. And having him do stuff with the IC title and have the Ortons of the world feud for the title, not just feud him, but feud for the title.
Okay. We'll just do these last two ones so it's not overly long. Then we'll still have some left over.
Yeah.
Habsman the game. What's your WrestleMania prediction? We'll do that when it gets there. Your favorite WrestleMania? Let's see here.
Go with.
I'll say either 19. Because 19, obviously The Rock and Austin, the last one, that was like my two favorite guys growing up. So and just finally see The Rock win was cool. And it also had Angle and Lesnar. If that shooting star press would have hit, that would have been so much cooler. But, you know, it was a good card, and obviously that. Or 17 was good. 18 I liked mostly just because Hogan Rock was cool. But those three are my, especially because 17 I know was the first one I watched live as a kid. So
I'm going to go 10.
There you go.
All right. And favorite WrestleMania match?
Michaels Taker won at WrestleMania 25.
I'm going to go with Michaels versus Hart. I said that for every single one. My second favorite is probably Hart versus Austin in the double turn.
The start of Austin Mania.
Ooh.
That
was great.
Yeah.
That's number 2.
And last, I'll throw out number 2 for me. Don't know. It's too hard to think of right now. Non-legit wrestling. Final question for this Q&A. So if you didn't hear your question, it's still here. We're just running low on time and funds. Do you think WrestleMania 28 will be one of the best WrestleManias? It definitely has the chance to be. Rock Cena, that's a huge draw. Punk Jericho, that's could be one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time.
And the thing is, if they're smart enough, it's not going to be spot fest. They're going to do a whole lot of storytelling and a lot of build up, crevices and valleys. If the crowd, will get into it, it'll be great.
Oh, I'll get into it. I love those two.
And it's infectious, man.
But I'm 20 rows up. I'll try. But and then Bryan Sheamus. We're going to see Daniel Bryan showcase on Mania.
Daniel Bryan works great with those no-sell big guys, though.
And think about it. This is like
him and Morishima, except Morishima is a lot more talented than Sheamus was.
This is like, how do I put this? It's kind of like when Kobe, I don't really know how to say it, but it's like everyone views Daniel Bryan as like the best wrestler in the world, or at least one of them. This is like his first Mania. It's not a dark match. Yeah. This is him to the world. Yeah. So I'm sure he's going to want to, and probably will, put on a show for all of us.
Do we see a double turn in there? Do we see Sheamus act as a heel, and then we can see Daniel Bryan come back and do the whole babyface comeback? Because I feel like that would go over a lot better, and that would make the moment even better.
It would, but I'm going to say no because they're not that smart.
No, they love Sheamus.
Yeah, that's true.
Lobsters.
Heads. And do you think? But and Taker Triple H, that could not make or break, because people are gonna, but it has potential.
It could be the downfall of the show when it comes down to it. If they give us a full fucking hour, I might fall asleep during that match, and you might take your pants off and streak around MetLife Stadium.
Triple H, you heard me.
Sorry.
Yeah, and final, do you think Dolph Ziggler will have a match at Mania? I see him in the GM versus GM thing.
Yeah, he'll be in that.
He would have been in the Money in the Bank, but Barrett got hurt, so that's off the card. But
but because they had to give Sheamus the Rumble victory, they had to have that Battle Royal, and because of that, there had to be some, bad spots by the Big Show, who they have to keep around for God knows what.
Highspots.com.
Dude, Highspots.com is really great.
That's a plug right there. That's it for
Barbershop Window. You like them.
Barbershopwindow.com. That's where we get all the shirts. Yeah, Barbershop Window. We will promote you if you send us shirts.org.
We already send us shirts.
Actually, we already do buy your shirts.
Because we've been in the danger zone.
We're in the danger zone. That's all for Q&A 17. Subscribe up above. Hopefully, we're already at 500, but if not, bitches. Like this video. Send more questions below. We still have a bunch left over, but we need more, because more is more, as Shawn Michaels would say. And that's it. Ask questions. Subscribe. The thirst is real. Get a Mountain Dew.
All too real.
All too real. We don't drink soda. Get a fruit punch.
Thirst it up. Cactus Cooler.
Wine punch.
Cactus Cooler.
You settle the debate.
Cactus Cooler Hawaiian Punch.
Cactus Cooler Hawaiian Punch. We'll see you for our 500 sub video, because this will probably be posted before then. Have a fantastic morning, day, or night, and just feed the thirst.